Hi, welcome back to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your companion into the world of Chinese. I'm a native speaker, but I'm still learning along with you because there's so much. It's endless, it's infinity. And what we can do is approaching every day to more domains and knowledge that's embedded in this language and this culture. So yesterday we talked about this great concept of analytic geometry translated into Chinese. 解析几何. It involves cutting up the animal, the tree, and it involves counting, like 几何 means how many. So we are solving math problem to quantify them, how many, right? By cutting it up in that grid line that came up with analytical geometry that's kind of put things in a grid line so that we can really cut things into smaller portions or, blow it up, scale it up. So because we can quantify things that way. So it's really a great translation to me. So yesterday I forgot to talk about this 和 thing. This is the 和 visual. And I just want to point out how elegant the curves are. We see the person sign kind of in the side, in the frame, right? Kind of like that. But it's written like in this drapey, elongated figure. That's also like a person. Person with two legs, but kind of hunched back, sideways. And then the right side is 可. Also got this curve. I don't know how people come up with that. It looks so elegant to me. But I mean, the Chinese I see every day, the functional Chinese character that's already standardized of this one version, which is this. There's nothing, much going on over there. But when you see other forms of the character, you all of a sudden, at least it evokes a lot more respect and curiosity of me as the user of the language to learn more about the language because it's written so nicely. Somebody, long time ago came up with the structure. So today we're going to continue with a new expression, 此题无解. It's not exactly a set for character expression in Chinese. This is I would say contemporary expression because we talked about the 解, cutting up the horns of the ox, cut up with the knife. So we have three components over there on 解. That means solve, right? Because for a butcher to cut up ox, it's like a problem to solve. You have to cut it the right way. Otherwise, his job cannot be done. So we use that concept in the situation of this 此题无解, a negation. So this problem, no solution. So there are times, a lot of times, like there are no solution to a problem. So 此, left and right structure, both of them are meaning symbols. The left side, okay, so this is how it looks. It probably makes more sense this way. The left side is symbol of somebody's feet. And you can view the right side almost like a person falling down sideways on the ground, right? So we know it's a person symbol, right? Sometimes it can be a little bit deformed, but that's still a person. And, one explanation of how this word came into being is somebody step onto a person falling on the floor, to use that to mean, okay, that's that person. It's kind of bully situation, isn't it? And another explanation is this is actually not a person, but this can also look like the edge of a knife, sideways kind of, right? Then, okay, in Chinese, we have two knives, like this structure, two of them together. Okay, so when you see a repetition of the same symbols stacking up in however way, right? Sideways, top down, like if it's repeated, there's some meaning in it. So if two knives side by side together, that means what? Can you imagine? Okay, so in the Western culture, there are duels, right? D-U-A-L, duels. So two men holding knife, later on gun, upgraded version, but two men try to, after a fight, decide who is the winner, right? Who is the stronger one or smarter one, whatever. Then this two knives symbol is like comparison. It's on a supposedly even ground that you compete. The winner is going to be, then one out of the two going to be the winner, one will be the loser, right? So this becomes two knives together, like sitting here like that, is going to be comparing. So another explanation of this word is comparing two knives, and this is the better one. So that's it. So this means stop, actually. So besides food, food can be, if it's not moving, it becomes stand still, right? Figure it becomes stop. So this is stop at this knife, meaning stop at this winner. This is it. This is the winner. We picked it. Okay, I prefer the second version. It's not a bully situation, but it's also pointing, okay, let's stop here. This is the winner. Okay. 题. So we talked about if there is this page sign, that's actually leave. I don't know how it was originally the head. So if we have this, means the head, and the left side is simply the sound maker. By itself, it means positive. It means, yeah, it just means positive. Like confirm, positive, this is it. So this is the head, right? The sound maker actually by itself. Together, it means problem, but it came from the head. The word originally means the forehead. So this segment of your head. I don't know, I imagine in Chinese culture as well, like, we have different, the whole human body, the Chinese way of explaining it is there are, different points, positions on your body that's considered with there are special channels or energies, highways below your skin, right? Things are connected. So there are whole school of thoughts or study dedicated to that, and still in use in acupuncture, right? And other, like a massage too, it's a kind of pressing down somewhere, and then it's going to cure something or solve some problem for you, right? So the forehead, in my understanding, is like in Indian culture and in Chinese culture as well, is this is the portion of wisdom. So this is, if you're referring to a person or to somebody's head, like this is going to be the thinking function. So below is more like, you have your sensors or expressors, hearing, like all these are sensing portion, but these are all embedded to the computer behind it, right? So this, without anything on it, it's not really sensing anything because the sensors already send the signal internally connected. But this is the portion of computing to understand some situation. So this forehead is the, the referral of really that's the thing. That's the subject. So if we're referring to a person, it's the head, right? If you refer to the head, it's the forehead. So that's kind of the layering down of the essence of the problem. So this simply refers to, becomes the meaning of problem. So this problem, and then wu is negation, oftentimes used in front of a noun. So no solution. Or if we want to put it in a verb form, it's not solvable, right? So the whole thing, well, this is the T, sorry, in the old way of expressing. So now I guess we can see why this leaf thing is a head referral. You can see kind of a body kneeling down with the arm and the legs here. And this is a super oversized head. So this, you can view it almost like a head, right? The features on the face kind of simplified with an equation mark. And these are the hair. I don't know, that's my interpretation. So that's how it's referred to the head of a body. And then the left side simply means that's it, confirming that's the head. Okay, so the whole thing, 此题无解, it's like some problem has no solution, insolvable. And on this page, it's so complicated, right? It looks so many strokes, like it hurts my eyes to see it, but it explained the concept of wu, how that came into being. Actually, semi-explained, because just by visual, it's visual story. It means, you see the top portion is wu, the bottom portion is wu. Wu means no or null, and wu means dance. I mean, this is a much prettier word to my eyes because it's more complicated, but it's balanced. It got a lot more content going on, but Chinese, all the important concepts, big concepts, commonly used concepts, we simplify it to the simplest form. So wu with only a few strokes, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strokes, which is really minimum in Chinese character writing, is this big concept. Means there's nothing, nada over there. But you can see the source of the 2 words. Majority of them are overlapping. So that means this negation, this nullification of things actually came from dance. So this is how dancers, was visualized back then. I guess they are dancing with something on hand. So this looks like a stick figure thing with something on hand. And then this is their feet. So they're almost like doing this ballet, feet up thing, and then have the feet facing 2 ways. Exactly like a ballet, oh my God. Okay, so eventually it was simplified and visualized like this. The top portion, we call it yu, means feather. So feather fans. So in the previous episode, we show you a type of fan that's female used. There's a male version of fans for them to use, mostly made of feather. I don't know why, but feather fans. And then performers use this on their hand to perform. So this is a simplified version of wu. And this is the current version of wu. So the top, I guess, the fans, the complicated, many feathery symbols becomes this structure, becomes horizontal actually. And then the bottom, we keep the feet over here. You see the 2 feet becomes this. But wu, okay, it starts also from this dancing sign. And also it has, I don't know what's in the middle. It looks like another person, like co-dancer with that performer. And then later on, it was simplified with the top portion, which is this feather fans structure. And then with the 4 dots below. We learned like 4 dots is simplification of like this kind of structure pointing down. And then, the branches are cut off, just eventually shown 4 little dots over there. Probably means the steps, like the dancer's steps. So there are 2 figures here. So I guess 2 persons dancing. So 4 feet over there. So it also came from something of dancing. And I'm pretty sure dancing in the past, not only like entertainment. Now it is mostly entertainment, but in the past, dancing probably is more a form of a ceremony of communicating to God, or a ceremony, I don't know, like entertaining the ruler. So special people have the enjoyment of dancing. It's not for commoners in the past, right? So this character and this character came from the same source. But this wu concept was an imported concept because I guess at the beginning of the language invention, it's easy to visualize 1, 2, 3, right? And then we have 4, 5. So it's easy to add up. But when there's nothing there, how are you going to express it on the paper? You cannot use a blank space to mean it's nothing because then it's like you can, the possibility of misinterpretation is huge. It's like almost every time, like how would you know that blank space actually means nothing there, right? So we have to put something in there. And this something, this dense related symbol gradually was borrowed to used to this concept. And this concept of zero, of nothing in there, I don't know, you can check it up. Some ancient civilization in the Middle East portion started this concept, and then 3rd century from India, and then passed it to China. In 7th century, passed to Arabic world. In 8th century, the Arabic numbers became popular later on. That's the number we're using in modern times, the digits, the 10 digits, right, in written form. And then Chinese got this concept of nothing, zero, in wu, this character in 7th century. So that's the whole story about the concept of no, of nada, of non-existence, of zero in relation to dance. I find it amazing. Thank you for your time being with me. I hope I'm not becoming too wordy today for you. And we all learned something, discover something. See you another day. Thank you for your time.